It's time for the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Powerful and liberating business strategies you can start in 5 minutes or less. Now, here's your host, Dean Soto.
Hey, this is Dean Soto, founder of freedomin5minutes.com and prosulum.com, prosulum.com. And we're here with another Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast episode. Today's topic is this: every little thing is provided for you. That and more coming up. Well, good morning from beautiful Huntington Beach, California. On travel, going to be speaking at some WeWorks down here in Newport Beach and Irvine at the Irvine Spectrum. And it is a great morning. It's about 9 o'clock, so everyone's done with the public school rush. It's crazy. It's interesting. I always forget sometimes that we do the homeschooling thing, and so there's certain times that you don't want to be out and about. One of those times is during the public school rush, when everyone's taking their kids to school, and it's literally a rush hour in the morning, and there's just cars going all over the place, so you can barely even do a podcast because they're just constantly driving by. Anyway, I don't know why I went on that tangent. So Monday, I spent the day, took the kids to Chuck E. Cheese, a little education field trip there. Chuck E. Cheese, make them do some economic business and different things. They have to go and, get tickets and spend, consume and produce. Let's go. Let's get the skills up, right? They can have some fun, get some tickets, and then get a reward. How creative. And then I had five of them at the time. And so all those five had to barter and trade and see who was going to get what at the very end. So the reason we were down there is we were going to go to the pumpkin patch. And we got to the pumpkin patch around 1:30 p.m. And the guy said, even though the pumpkin patch was open, the guy said that the rides at the pumpkin patch were not available till about 3 or 3:30 at the latest. And so had to figure, we're down in the city anyway. It takes about 45 minutes to get there. And so I wasn't just going to sit there and wait for 2 hours, right? Well, so I decided, hey, let's go to Chuck E. Cheese. So we went to Chuck E. Cheese, had a blast there, and then we went to the pumpkin patch. Now, my oldest boy, Soren, he really wanted to go on the Ferris wheel when we finally got back to the pumpkin patch. I mean, he has been talking about it for the last 2 weeks. Every time he's like, oh, there's the Ferris wheel. Oh, I love the Ferris wheel. And so I got every ride there is one ticket. And I believe it's like $4 per ride or something like that, or $2 per ride. Anyway, whatever it was, I got enough for all five of them to do 5 rides. They had a big slide. They had little airplane things for the kids, little cars that go around. They had the Ferris wheel. They had a couple of other more big rides. And so none of the thing that I didn't really account for was me. I did not buy tickets for myself, and I totally forgot that they were not going to let my kids go on the Ferris wheel without me being present. At least the younger 3 that I had, and then my older 2. my older daughter was not wanting to go on the Ferris wheel or at least just with Soren, because she was scared. So all that being said, due to complications in who went on what rides, we did not have enough tickets to go on the Ferris wheel together. And Soren, he was so good. He was disappointed, obviously, but he wasn't throwing a tantrum or anything like that. But you can tell he was just extremely, extremely disappointed. And so I was like, what do I do? We literally have no more tickets. So we had three tickets left. So I gave those tickets to my younger kids. They went on some of the younger rides, and we literally had 0 tickets left. And they also met this one girl named Brooke, who was the cousin of one of the ride operators, and she had her own tickets, and so they were going on some rides with her. And so this, long and the short is, we basically had no tickets, and Brooke had no tickets either, and the Ferris wheel was not going to happen. And my son Soren was highly disappointed, super, super disappointed. So, caveat, before you freak out, I am Christian, and so I believe that God wants to give us good things all the time. And no matter how small or insignificant it might be, because he is everywhere at every point in time, and he's a good father, he wants us to have a good time, just like any good father would. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, dude, Lord, all right, Lord, well, if you want Soren to go on the Ferris wheel, you're going to have to make it happen. Because I'm not going to go back and we just spent a ton of money at Chuck E. Cheese. We just spent a ton of money with the pumpkin patch. And I'm not going to go do that. Because we can always wait till next week when the rest of the kids, because 2 of my other kids couldn't go because they were sick. We could always wait till next week. Well, about 5 minutes later, mind you, this is for 7 people if I'm including myself. 5 minutes later, we're standing next to the Ferris wheel. Soren comes up to me and says, "Hey, look, Dad, I found 2 tickets." And there were these yellow tickets, and the tickets we had were white. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe those won't work. But I looked up and I saw people holding yellow tickets now, so that must be like the new tickets that they had. He found 2 tickets that were on the ground just sitting there. So that's 2 tickets. About a minute later, a guy comes over to my oldest daughter, or not my oldest daughter, my older daughter that was there, second oldest daughter, comes over to her, says, "Hey, we're gonna go. We don't need these anymore. There's 4 tickets." So that's 6 tickets, but we also have Brooke, right? Brooke is hanging out with us, and I'm looking at her and I'm like, well, we have enough tickets for our family. We don't have enough tickets for you. And so I felt bad. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna, like that would be pretty messed up. And then Genevieve looks down on the ground and sees a ticket with a tiny piece ripped off of it. Looks down on the ground, finds that out of all places, grabs it. We have 7 tickets, and we're all able to go onto the Ferris wheel, all of us. So it was 3 in one cart and 4 in the 3 in one cart and 4 in the other, and had a blast. And so, why is this important? Well, whether you're Christian or not, whether you believe in God or not, He exists. And He cares about you and loves you and wants to provide for you, just like a good father provides for his sons and daughters. And even in the little things, because the first thing I thought about it in my mind, I'm like, why would God even care about this? This is so, really? Why would God care about this? Because to Him, and I know this is This is not a full business thing. It's not a business topic, but it really is. Like this is part of the spirituality side of things, right? You know, you have your body, you have your health, you have your business, and you have your family, and then you have your spirituality, right? So, and if you don't have that, you're just a one-dimensional guy or a one-dimensional girl. And so I'm like, why does he care about this? Like that was the temptation, right? Why does he care about this when he could be worrying about other things? Well, he's everywhere at the same time. So to him, when he's with you doing stuff, it's as if you're the only one who exists. And anybody else that is around the world, it's as if they're the only ones who exist. And it matters to him for whatever reason. So just go with it. Just go with it. There are times where we struggle, that he seems like he's far away. There's times when like this, where he seems like he's really close. For whatever reason, I don't know exactly why, but that's just the way it is. And so it's important, because when you realize that someone actually cares about you and wants the best for you, it makes a world of difference, especially when that person is the creator of the entire world and the entire universe. All right, this is Dean Soto, founder of freedomin5minutes.com. Go check out Freedom in 5 Minutes. 5 minutes a day, and you can offload everything just about in your life. And I will catch you in the next Freedom in 5 Minutes episode.
Thanks for listening to the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Now, head over to www.freedomin5minutes.com and register for our free masterclass and discover how to start systemizing and automating your entire business 5 minutes at a time. We'll see you next time on the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast.